Good morning, all my children. Today we are discussing the reaction of metals and non-metals with the water. Actually, we have started our chapter number 2, that is the metal and non-metal. And in the series, right now we have reached towards the reaction of metal and non-metal with the water. You can see the heading in the board. And so many things I have written here that I am going to explain you. Okay, reaction of metal and non-metal with the water. In my last lecture, we have discussed about the how the metals and non-metals they react with the air. Air means what? Oxygen. Right now we are discussing the reaction of metal and non-metal with the water. Right now, see again there are the some of the categories. First you can see first and second I have mentioned cold. Meaning is that again I am going to start with the same way in the same fashion that there are some highly reactive metals. There are some highly reactive metals. For example, sodium, potassium, calcium. So what they do? Actually they react with the cold water. We need not to give them extra heat. They react with the cold water. So see what happens. What is the logic here? When any kind of the metal, when they react with the water, right now we can take the example of sodium. So sodium is reacting with the water. So what they form? That is the important here. They form always their metal hydroxide. They always form their metal hydroxide. If the sodium is reacting with the water, so it is forming sodium hydroxide. And that sodium hydroxide, it is actually basic in nature. Sodium hydroxide, it is basic in nature. We know that sodium hydroxide, it is a strong base. And after that, what they do? Actually, they replace the hydrogen gas from the water. They replace the hydrogen gas from the water. Why? Because they are the highly reactive metal. They have the capacity to replace the hydrogen from the water. And what they do? They form their hydroxide. If the sodium is reacting with the water, so it is forming sodium hydroxide, and again hydrogen gas is coming out. If I am taking the example of here K, K means potassium. This is the chemical symbol of potassium, K. So when the potassium is reacting with the water, so what again? Again it will form its metal hydroxide, means potassium hydroxide. What is the formula of potassium hydroxide? KOH. KOH is the formula for the potassium hydroxide. NaOH is the formula for the sodium hydroxide, and again hydrogen gas is coming out. Okay, so this is all about the highly reactive metal. What is the concept here that we have to remember? Either what all the metals when they are reacting with the water, so what they will do? They will form their metal hydroxide. In case of the sodium, it will be sodium hydroxide. In case of the potassium, it will be potassium hydroxide. And after that, hydrogen gas will coming out. Hydrogen gas will come out in all this process. Next category we are seeing about the magnesium. We all are knowing that magnesium is not the highly reactive metal. So in case of the magnesium, what we have to consider? We have to consider hot water. What is the meaning of hot water? Hot water means we have to apply some heat. Actually we are applying some heat. So what happens when the magnesium it is reacting with the water? So what it will form? It will also form magnesium hydroxide. What is the formula for the magnesium hydroxide? MgOH twice. Here you need not to confuse. Here KOH, here NaOH, and here MgOH twice. Actually this compound it depends upon the valency. The valency of the magnesium will be 2 here. That's why 2 will come here. That you will understand in the higher classes. Here you have to directly learn the formula. KOH potassium hydroxide, NaOH sodium hydroxide, MgOH twice, that is the magnesium hydroxide, and again hydrogen gas will come out. And what I have written here, all the hydroxide all are basic in nature that we can taste after performing the litmus test. Okay, red litmus paper will change into the blue color. Again one note I have written here, iron, zinc and copper. Actually these are what? These are the hard metal. These are the hard metal. Why? Because their melting and boiling point is very much strong, very much high. So what we have to do? They react only with the steam. They react only with the steam. So in this way we have seen here three categories. First category is about the highly reactive metal. Highly reactive metal, they directly react with the cold water. Second category is the magnesium and some other metal, you can say, they react with the hot water. And third category about the hard metals, and for their reaction only the steam is necessary, means they react only with the steam. Okay, and what is the basic concept? All the metals, when they are reacting with the water, so what they form their metal hydroxide, and hydrogen gas comes out in this particular process, and the nature of the hydroxide is always basic. Right now see, we will do the activity, and that is important here, that is the sodium, because this particular activity is sometimes asked in the question. See what is here. When the sodium reacts with the water, it forms the sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas comes out in form of the activity. If I want to explain you, so what we have to do, we have to take some amount of the cold water, you can say this is our what, water, and we are keeping a small sodium here. Okay, so what will happen actually this reaction will be performed here. So when the sodium reacts with the water, it will form its metal hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, and hydrogen gas will come out. And what kind of the reaction it will be? This is a very much vigorous reaction. Vigorous means what? Very much powerful. By generating large amount of heat, and you can say hydrogen gas is also coming out. And when this gas comes out, so is it producing hissing sound. Okay, so hissing sound, large amount of heat will be generated, vigorous reaction, and in this particular reaction, actually sodium jumps here and there. And it produces large amount of smoke also in form of the hydrogen gas. It produces large amount of smoke, and all the beaker, this is our beaker, this beaker is totally filled with the yellow flame. Yellow flame meaning is that if we will perform the activity, we have to be very much careful. Why? Because these symptoms indicates that we have to be very much careful, because it is very much energetic, large amount of heat is going to be generated, hissing sound will be there, smoke is going to be produced in form of the hydrogen gas, and sodium is jumping here and there, highly reactive metal. And that's why the beaker, what kind of the container we are considering here, it is totally filled with the yellow flame. And that's why one question is asked in the board exam, why sodium is kept, why sodium is always kept inside kerosene oil. Why sodium is kept inside kerosene oil? So this is the answer. Why? Because sodium is very highly reactive metal. When it reacts with the hydrogen, either the oxygen, either the water, so what it forms? It forms the sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas is coming out. After that, you will introduce this reaction is very much vigorous, large amount of heat is generated, hissing sound will be produced, smoke is also produced, sodium is jumping here and there, it is producing yellow flame. And that's why to prevent the sodium in contact of the air, in contact of the water, actually what we want to prevent the contact of sodium with the air, the contact of sodium with the water, and that's why it is always stored in the kerosene oil for the further use. Okay, in the next lecture I will one thing is remained here, non-metal with the water, how the non-metals react with the water. So we are coming there, how the non-metals react with the water. So what happened? Actually all the non-metals, they are unresponsive for the water. Meaning is what? Meaning is that all the non-metals, either it is sulfur, either it is hydrogen, either it is oxygen, either it is carbon, they all are unresponsive with the water. Why they are unresponsive with the water? Because they don't have the capacity to remove the hydrogen from the water. To remove the hydrogen from the water, and that's why they all are unresponsive. But one exception is there. What is the exception? Phosphorus. Phosphorus. What is the chemical symbol? P. Phosphorus is the only non-metal. Phosphorus is the only non-metal which is what? Which is always kept in the